FORTitude Fort Worth.
I hear it, baby. Shall we?
Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome back to FORTitude, folks. Season 2 is upon us. I am J.W. Wilson. This guy in the red Captex hat is a guy by the name of Britton Payne, otherwise known as BP.
New sponsor.
Happy birthday, Britton. Season 2 is upon us. Captex Bank, brand new sponsor, Britton.
Yes.
Local bank, one of 2 local banks in town. Out of 60 choices, there's only 2 that are local. One of them is Captex Bank. Mike Thomas, friend of ours, he's such a cool guy. He's one of the few guys that'll tell you, call me day or night or text me anytime and he'll respond. And damned if he doesn't, because I like to bother him sometimes late at night and he'll call me back. So I don't know how many presidents of banks out there do that. I'm willing to bet not very many of them.
Oh,
Agreed?
yeah. Yep. And for our Canadians, we have banks here in the U.S.
That's right.
It's not all crypto for the young kids that we got here. Like, there's still this, like, dollar and deposit and stuff, and that's what Mike does. I'm just kidding, you guys.
They're local. We're getting back to our sponsor really quick. Local people making local decisions. I know this is interesting stuff for you guys, Canadians. This is awesome. They have 100 years of executive local banking experience. And when people talk about buying local, they should probably talk about banking local, right? You buy local, you bank local.
Very important.
Makes pretty good sense, I think. So thank you, Mike Thomas. Thank you, Captex Bank. We're honored to have you. Today in show, Britton, we got 3 members of the Panther City Lacrosse team. Boom. Welcome to the show, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
And I'll intro you guys.
Yeah.
So on my immediate left, we have Will Malcom, number 4. He's 5'11", 180. He's 22 years old. He's a baby. He's from New Westminster, British Columbia. To his left is the heat-seeking missile, Nathan Grenon. And we'll tell you why we call him that. Number 28, 5'10", 175 pounds, 22 as well. And then we got the old man, Phil Caputo, number 19 in your program, 6'3".
Uncle
Phil.
Uncle Phil.
Is that what you call him? Uncle Phil?
6'3",
Takes care of
220,
us.
and he's 28 years old, so
Yeah.
that makes us look like grandpas.
Yes. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, welcome to
very much.
FORTitude,
Looks
guys.
young, man. Thanks for having us.
FW, FORTitudeFW.com or FORTitude FW on social media if you guys want to learn more. Welcome to the show again. Thank you. Before we get into some hard-hitting questions, real quick, one question about your guys' hometowns. See how well you know your hometowns. Start with you, Will. Do you know the most famous person from Westminster, British Columbia?
Most famous person?
That's correct.
Can you give me a hint? Is it like a sports guy?
It's an actor. I'll give you a hint. It's an actor.
Ryan Reynolds.
Is that true?
He's from Vancouver, but not New West.
See, we can't count that.
How close is New West to Vancouver?
Like 15 minutes away. We're like right outside.
Oh, it's just like
so
a
I usually
suburb,
tell
like-
people I'm from Vancouver. I don't really say New West.
It's like when people from Plano say, I'm from
Yeah.
Dallas. Yeah, but it's
pretty
kind of
much.
different. Yeah.
The answer is Raymond Burr.
Who is Raymond Barr?
Never heard.
Is he,
I've never
is he
heard
the
of him.
Perry Mason?
The guy who read it at the beginning?
Stats guys. Raymond Burr. Good. Thanks for the
I
help.
think it's really bad.
Appreciate it.
Anyway, that's the right answer. But we'll, if Ryan Reynolds is close.
Next
enough, we'll
question.
Sorry, Raymond.
Okay, we got Nathan Grenon, number 28. Who is? There's a lot of. Oh, by the way, lots of famous hockey guys from your town.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, tons.
When you look up notable people from your town, it's nothing but hockey guys. This isn't really a challenge, but who is the most famous hockey player from New Westminster?
New Westminster or Stittsville?
Stittsville. I said I got it wrong.
Gotcha.
This happens
Stittsville.
quite often.
Stittsville,
Bottom there,
Ottawa, Ontario.
JW.
Doing his job for him.
Who is the most famous hockey player from Stittsville
I don't know.
besides you?
Yeah, my hockey career was short-lived. Is it?
Go ahead.
Is it
They might be listening.
Chris Neal or Chris Phillips?
Yes, that's correct.
Which one?
I didn't have an answer for
Which
you. I
one?
was, I
You
wanted
can't
to
do
tell me.
double end. You can't
Well,
sit there
there
like,
was-
I got a myriad of
There was
answers
12
to
of
the
them, and
question.
I couldn't choose any of them because they're all the guys that I've heard of or knew something. I couldn't pick a favorite, but
Yeah.
we'll accept that. And then last on the question list, Phil Caputo, Brampton, Ontario. Is that still that's the right answer, right?
Yeah.
Brampton, okay.
Yeah.
Who's the mayor of Brampton, Ontario?
Come on.
Your mayor. That should be easy, right?
Patrick Brown. Is that right?
That's correct.
Good job, Bill. Right on, man.
job.
I almost
Good
fell off
job.
my stool.
One for me.
By the way, the reason I went with you last is because I kind of got a beef with you. I went to the Calgary game on the 20th of February, so a few weeks ago, and we were there early during warm-ups. This flew over the glass and struck me very hard on the arm. And I was
Lawsuit.
like, son of a gun. Look up to find out it came from your stick.
That was one time.
Why are these flying over the wall during warm-up? I know it's a common thing because they're everywhere, but I wanted to talk to you about that because I want to see if you can autograph this after the show.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, I can sign that.
Most
for
of
you.
Phil
good.
shots.
And I gotta hit the net.
wall.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
anyway.
So how did you guys? So everyone says, "Oh, these are all the hockey players," and then they hire them, they come down here for the weekend and play box lacrosse. So maybe each of you guys will just like real quick talk about how you got into it and kind of what the lacrosse roots, if they weren't lacrosse roots like hockey was. How did it start? Like, go ahead, Phil.
I have 3 older brothers, so I was always playing whatever sports they were playing, and for me it was hockey and lacrosse. Hockey in the winter, and then I'd put the skates away and I'd play lacrosse in the summer, and
Yep.
that was that.
Okay.
Yeah, lacrosse really wasn't a big thing in my family. I'm the first and pretty much only one to play it. So just in the summertime, one time, watched my brother play soccer, went into the arena to go to the bathroom. They're playing lacrosse, and I was like, that's how it all started for me.
Oh, like they were having a box game
Yeah.
kind of at the
And I was like,
before it?
what's that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, for me, I'm the opposite. I never played hockey. I don't know. I always got mad at my dad, but he said I didn't want to play, so I never got to play. But my dad, my uncles all played lacrosse, so it was kind of like when I was born, stick
So
in my hand.
lacrosse is big then.
Yeah,
in
especially
Canada.
in New Westminster, it's really big where I'm from, and my brother plays in the NLL, same league as me. So
Oh, no
always
kidding.
Looking up to him.
You gonna
growing
play
up.
against him?
I have not played against him. We don't play them this year. He's in plays for Albany, so he's in a different
Okay.
division than us. So.
You guys have any friends or family who play as well?
Yeah,
No
a
kidding?
lot of friends that I played with growing up.
That you
playing
met? Oh, really?
playing in the NLL and playing on our team as well.
No kidding. Are they the ones that Nathan always fights? Is that because of that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know
Is
what
it,
beef.
do you don't know
he
any
has
of those
too many
guys?
beefs to
Do
keep
you
up
know
with.
those guys, Nathan? Or you just it just
Never, it's
happens?
never personal.
Yeah, just the game.
Yeah.
Will, would you tell us that don't know what's the difference between regular lacrosse and box lacrosse, which is what you guys do?
Yeah, so box lacrosse compared to field is we play in like a hockey rink, exact same as hockey rink, but we're on turf. So the way I would explain it is like it's almost like basketball, the way they play defense, like 5-on-5 in like a box, and then you're just going up and down. Our offensive players go on, they play offense. We lose the ball, we get off, then our defensive players go on. And I think what makes it a little more entertaining, the field lacrosse, is our short shot clock, same as basketball. We have 30 seconds to shoot, so it makes the game really fast-paced, up and down the floor.
They do not call it the fastest game on 2 feet for nothing. I mean, we've been to a few matches. It's unbelievable how the action never stops. I
Yeah.
mean, the other thing, we have a question about the rotation. I might as well get to it now, but tell us about, if you don't mind, why you guys rotate every single possession. What's going on there with that? Nathan, please tell, if you don't mind.
Like, just to reiterate, like, you mean like guys come off
Change of
the floor?
possession, and you rotate in almost every play, every time the
like there's times
possession-
you've only been on there like 2 seconds, Nathan. Like you come on,
Oh, yeah.
and then you're right off.
So
right?
it's just to reiterate what Will was saying. It's like that's the change of possession. So that's all 5 offense coming off, so we can put all 5 of our defense out on the floor.
And is the idea that substitution takes place when those guys can run faster than somebody will clear that ball to the other side? Is like
Yeah.
that's the goal, kind of?
Yeah, we also have transition players, so you'll have one probably defenseman that'll run the ball up as well, just to pass it off to the old guys, or you have some trust in a couple of guys to like come back on defense to support. as
Yeah,
well.
I think the idea is just like some guys are better at D, some are better at O. But I think back in the day, guys played both ways, and then it slowly just changed to just pure offensive players, pure defense.
Oh, really? So
That makes a
and
lot of
so the
sense.
line change is
Yeah.
like everything.
Like there's
in
some
the game.
guys you won't even see step foot on offense because they just don't have the hands
Defensive
for it. Yeah,
They're
they
just big
want to play
bods.
defense, big bodies.
But then they're on the other end of the floor, so they're like blocks. So
Yeah.
you can't get by.
So the grass players or the non-box players always claim that the box is a little sneaky. Like I've heard things like, can you thumb the ball in the net? Like I've heard all kinds of different rules. Like
I
it's
mean,
just
like-
a dirty, maybe not dirty is the right word, but it's just
a little greasy,
yeah. a little
If you're not
greasier
cheating,
game.
you're not trying.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little cheeky.
Is that what it is?
I mean, if there's a
Like
bunch of guys around you, who's to
Yeah.
say you can't do that?
Right.
I can admit it on
Yeah,
camera.
not gonna call if they can't. Not gonna call if you can't
Yeah,
see
you
it.
don't want to put a target on your back. Okay, go ahead, JL.
Called for it next.
Phil, the schedule you guys keep. Most that know about Panther City know that most of you guys are Canadians, and you fly down for Wednesday, Thursday, and then practice game. Could you explain how the schedule works? Because you guys all have other jobs, right?
Well, actually, this year we're living in market, so scheduling's been a lot easier for me and us this year. We're just practicing during the week, working out, doing lessons with kids, and then we're just practicing on the Friday, game Saturday, and then back to it, repeat.
Oh wow.
But-
Nice.
But like seasons before, prior, I'd work during the week, and then you'd have this Friday off. You'd fly out here. Depending what team you play for, you'd practice. Some teams don't practice, some teams do, and then have the morning shoot around, walk through, and then game on. Then you're flying home Sunday morning,
Wow.
right back to
Crazy
work.
guys.
Very nice.
Pre-game nap.
Yeah, for
A
sure.
lot of naps.
Well, let's talk to Nathan real quick, Brenton, because we have a story. I told you off air we wanted to share this with you.
Yeah.
But we're at the game again. Maybe it was Calgary or a previous one, and we're sitting with Brenton and we're watching. It was before the game. Maybe it was during the game. Sorry. And he says to me, "This is not a joke." He's like, "Look at number 28." He's like, "That guy's like a heat-seeking missile." I was like, "Oh my God, he is." Like you, for some reason, you like all of a sudden you'll fly through this group and you'll just like lay into somebody, and it's awesome. I was like, this guy's got an attitude. There's something cool about this guy. Not that you guys all aren't cool, but this Grenon guy, like he's going after people.
It's got some of this.
There it is. There it is. So what's going on with that? That's awesome. Is that just kind of how you're wired?
I think it's just maybe my little man complex.
It's
Are you
definitely
a
wired.
younger sibling?
Definitely wired.
Nathan, you got like only older brothers?
Yeah, I got one older brother, but I don't think that was ever the issue growing up.
Wasn't.
Like,
He wasn't wailing on you when you were a kid.
I think it was roles reversed there.
Yeah.
No, I guess got to find different ways to do things, protect teammates, I guess. So
Yeah.
just play hard and fast. Good things will come.
But you've grown as a player. Like you noticed that. Like when you first came out, there was a lot of that. But you scored in the last game when we went, and I think that continues. So you can tell that it's like, yeah, the aggressiveness is part of it, but then there's also, because really, lacrosse is a finesse game, right? And you shouldn't be hitting everybody in there. It's really a managing of that space and that ball and passing. And maybe you guys talk a little bit about that and kind of how you try to become like this finesse player.
I find also it's just like understanding your role as well. Like some guys are better at offense, some guys are better at defense, some guys are better at certain things of offense. So like, you got Phil, 2 leading points on the team, and then like we got to be there for different roles to free them open.
Yeah. So for the young lacrosse players out there, I got one in my house who's in 8th grade, and you can see when these kids can shoot opposite hand, they get a goal every time. So maybe like talk about just the dominance of like one hand versus another, and how it's like crazy how you. can walk
Honestly,
through.
growing up, I don't even know how to use my wrong hand.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you do it now though?
No, I never switch hands during a game. It's not really in box lacrosse. You don't really have to. It's not really needed. But I don't know. It's just something I was never practiced growing up.
In box lacrosse,
I'm
you don't
straight
really
dominant
have as much
right
time.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't really have as much time in box lacrosse because we're in such a smaller space compared to field.
Yeah.
Whereas in field, you have so much space and time to switch over to that other hand to get your hands free.
Okay.
In box lacrosse, you kind of always have a guy that's on your hands hitting your stick. If you try to switch hands,
It's not going to
it's
happen.
It's not going to happen.
And you don't in the box cars. You don't have the underhand, like the roll shot. Do you?
Yeah, I got that in my repertoire.
Oh, you do?
I think that's
Have you
Philly's
scored
shot.
This year of that? I'm sorry. if
Yeah,
I missed
honestly, I
that.
think I scored last game like that.
Oh, sweet.
I thought you were at the game.
Back to, I thought you were at the game.
I was at one of the games. I can't say which one exactly. God, they're calling me out, J-Dub. This is not cool,
So this is the first season for Panther City. I know the record isn't what you want it to be. We're not here to talk about that. But what are your thoughts on the club, the program, the way things are going? If you don't mind, like one at a time. I know you guys are positive. You're trying to get this thing going. Crowds are starting to get better, I think. What start with you? What's the thoughts on
Well,
the team?
obviously, yeah, we started off slow, but we're still in the race. We still have a chance to make playoffs if we keep winning some games. But I just think it's great, especially how green this area is with lacrosse. I think once we get once you come to one game, like they'll want to come back. Like you said, it's so fast and it's fun to watch. And obviously, we're a new group, we're an expansion team, but like our team's whole motto is like we're not an expansion team. We're a regular team, and I think we're only going to get better. Obviously, I think we're the youngest team in the league, something like that. So I think we're only going up.
That's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement and things like that. We're all high hopes. Kind of everybody on our staff to get this team together this year. I was drafted this year, so I have really nothing to compare it to, but it was such an easy transition. And, coming into the league, 22 years old, living in Market, leaving home, it's definitely like a process you got to go through, and you guys have been great. I guess that's really all I can be grateful for as well.
Yeah.
I think
I'm playing the sport I love, right?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just we're building the culture here. Like we're trying to build a winning culture. I know the wins aren't coming, but the compete level's there every game, and that's something that TK really hammers down on is our compete and our will. And our resiliency to bounce back from adversity, especially last game. Blowing that lead late, and then like we were on the bench, like they tied it, and we're all like, no, like we're gonna win this game, and sure enough, like we go out next game or next shift, and Dodzy rips one home. So I think he's hammering down the compete level in us, and it's gonna go a long way.
Do you guys go back home and like are celebrities in your hometown? Like, is it big there? I mean, in some of the smaller places, maybe, or is it just it's something you go and do, and then you come back and it's like?
I wouldn't say celebrity. Maybe like if you go into a lacrosse arena, like some people might recognize you and stuff. But I wouldn't say people are bombarding you downtown.
Have you enjoyed the life though that it's like provided? Like kind of.
I was golfing last week.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where'd you play golf? Here in Fort Worth?
Yeah, me and Phil going hit the links. Will's just starting out.
Oh, sweet.
Are you guys making enough money? I mean,
Will's my
forgive me for
caddy.
asking, are you making enough money to do this to sustain yourselves?
Yep.
Oh yeah, for
Good.
sure.
That's fantastic.
Hey, you like Texas? Like when you came down, were you kind of blown away by? Hopefully, it was really
Culture
nice
shock.
weather.
Yeah, really culture shock, but I think the weather's the nicest thing so
And the
far. I
people
look back
have been
home and
good
it's like
to you
minus weather. Yep, we're nice,
Yeah.
real nice.
Super nice.
Like the stockyards too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a different world over there.
I know,
Huh?
I
Oh,
like it.
Yeah.
You're just submerged in that.
You
whole-
guys
gotta-
going to Billy Bob's? That's what you said that you're going.
Yeah,
to.
we're going to Billy
tonight.
Bob's later tonight.
I would get some free tickets.
Oh, nice.
Who's playing at Billy Bob's?
I honestly don't know.
You're just
we're
going
just going there,
maybe-
taking
Have you
Have
been
a
there?
couple
Have you guys been
coldies?
there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been there. We saw what concert was that? Scotty McCreery.
Scotty McCreery, yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
I said his name
Rogers?
Yeah, that's the American Idol.
I think
guy.
Roy Rogers is playing tonight.
right.
Oh, get out of here, Roy Rogers.
Yeah, tonight the
Is that a real
Billy
dude?
Bob's.
That's
That's a
like an
real
old drink, man. Like a
Sounds made
that's what
up.
they call it. Roy Rogers, like a Sprite and Grenadine here. It's like
How's the camaraderie?
His
I'm guessing you
his
guys
album's called On the Rocks.
Is
oh
it-
no kidding.
He's not, I still think he's kidding, but he's not.
Messing with me?
No,
I'm not gonna-
It's
thought
actually
he
his favorite
was.
artist.
Yeah.
I'm
so.
not in a fighting mood, Nathan. I'm
Because
sorry.
you're a Canadian, you think of Texas, you're like, oh, Roy Rogers. Yeah, I thought he was making up a bit, but now he's telling the
Well, they got a
truth.
restaurant named Roy Rogers that
Probably
used to.
so. Anyway, the camaraderie, like, are you guys boys? You guys all get along well? Is it cool enough, like you're on a team where you get to know someone enough?
Yeah,
You
I
like each other?
want to say.
I love them. I love these guys.
Beautiful.
Brothers fight, but we always come back to each other at the end of the day.
We get that part.
There you go.
Yes, for sure. Any nicknames you guys have for each other? Do people have got that right to have a nickname yet?
I'm trying to think if we got any funny ones.
Like, what do you
Well,
call
Captain Phil or
No, Uncle.
Hey, Uncle Phil.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Uncle Phil, Capoot.
Capoot.
Yeah.
My nephew.
Yeah.
What about you, Will? You got
I'm even
any?
just trying to
Most
think of
guys on the
guys
team just call me Malks or Malcolm because I got the double first name.
Witters.
Really? I don't know.
Pitters.
My family call me Willie.
Willie.
What about you, Nathan?
Grandar.
We need to
Grenner.
get-
Grenner.
What is it called?
Just
Gremlin.
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 The
Oh, the
Gremlin.
Yeah, they don't call you Stitz or something?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Stitz.
No.
I'll go with that one.
Is anybody married or like have somebody that they got to leave every weekend to come down here?
Yeah, feel
A
the
few of the
boys are
guys on the
married.
team, none of us though.
None of you
No,
guys?
we're
Uh-oh.
bachelors.
Lifelong bachelors.
Oh yeah. Say that again. Look right in the camera.
Yeah.
They'll be engaged by this weekend.
Yeah, for it at Billy
Once
Bob's.
they get a load
You
of
do
you
not
guys,
want to
yeah.
meet your wife at Billy Bob's, okay? No, I'm kidding.
Spent my
Sweet
life
ladies.
there.
There.
You did not,
No,
did
I
you?
didn't.
Oh, Lucas did. A friend of mine actually did. So
Oh.
sorry, Brian. I was just
Sorry,
kidding.
bud.
So where are some of the cool places that you guys go to play? Like, what are other arenas that are like amazing places to play that you love going?
We had our first game at the Wells Fargo in Philadelphia. That was pretty cool. That was pretty neat to go
Good
experience.
crowd as
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah, especially because you got like all the other arenas beside it, so it's just.
Yeah.
it's
I think
such a cool-
any of the teams that are also owned by NHL teams, we get to play the nice arenas at the same.
Are the
NHL
crowds
teams
bigger up northeast way? Fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah,
say
definitely,
so.
I'd say
Actually, Calgary and Colorado have some pretty good crowds too.
Nice.
It's a nice arena. So
Is
I,
that weird going from Fort Worth up to Canada to play a team where
Uh,
where you're from and you kind of have that crossover?
I don't know.
No?
That's not
I
too
like
bad.
going back to the Canadian cities. I think it's
Yeah.
a good environment there. I think they like lacrosse.
They do.
They
I think it'll
understand it.
get there here, though.
Yeah.
You know, I just think that with the growth of it, even like in the younger, like I mean, Dallas is blown up with lacrosse big time.
Oh, yeah.
And there was apparently like some high schools there, like Highland Park, where they won the state championship in football, but the majority of the football kids went to college playing lacrosse. You know, and it's almost like a place where they're getting a lot more college athletes from that. So I think it's great that you guys are here and really promoting that too, you know, especially that Fort Worth got it. I think that was a big thing too.
Yeah.
And you have a great arena here. I don't think that
Oh, it's one of the
Dallas
nicest
City has
arenas in the
another
league.
facility
Easily,
here.
like
It's
easily.
unbelievable. makes us want to play some professional lacrosse, even though we're not skilled.
I would like to see you get out there and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm scared. I watch.
I don't think I've ever seen you run.
I watch Grenon might lay me out. I'm
Yeah.
terrified.
Take out your
I
legs.
don't want to get hit like he hit some of those guys.
Yeah.
Well, Phil, you mentioned TK, coach.
Yeah.
Tell us about this guy.
I'd say he's ultimate competitor. I mean, he drafted me my very first season in New England, so he was my first offensive coach. So things I learned from him, I use to this day. He's just very he wants you to learn, he wants you to get better, and like I said, just ultimate competitor.
Tough
Very
coach?
intense. Oh yeah,
Expects a lot out of you, but
yeah, wants a lot out of you and doesn't take shit from no one. You could be the best player on the team, and you fuck up,
Really?
you're gonna hear from him.
Indeed.
Is he the one who
Does he like
said,
these two guys? Does he get on their asses because they're
He
younger?
gets on everyone's ass.
he's
Yeah.
on
Good.
everyone.
You're
What do you say?
an
Don't-
old cat.
don't tame the kitty or something? Or he said, let the kitty roar or something?
Kitty's awake.
Kitty's
Kitty's
awake.
awake.
Kitty's awake.
The
That's
sleeping
awesome.
panther. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You know, the kids always get yelled at the most. Trust us, we know this.
So I've noticed on the video game front, I don't know if you guys are gamers, but they don't have a lacrosse. They don't have a NLL 2K.
yeah,
They used to
Like
have
an EA.
Blast Lacrosse back in the day.
Oh, they did?
PlayStation.
Yeah. But
That's what I used to
nothing
play.
like that. They
no,
need
no,
to get that.
no new game.
Do you guys find yourselves playing video? Like, what's the off time besides going to Billy Bob's?
We'll play a little Call of Duty.
Gotcha.
Some
I play cards.
NHL.
We play a lot of cards.
Play card games.
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of cards?
It's this game Philly invented.
Phil invented
Very
it.
good.
He's always changing
Once
the
it-
rules. It's called gotcha.
What?
The rules,
He's always got the rules.
the rules are written on the notes of his phone. It's pretty sketchy. but
Yeah.
it's
I
a
sent
fun
you guys
game.
all those.
Is it like spades? Is it like a 4-person
Oh.
game? Or
Yeah, you can play four people or you just play one-on-one. Me and Will,
what's the name of this game?
it's called Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Homemade.
Okay.
Homemade.
I'm sure you guys
Can't
have
buy
lost
it.
a lot.
Yeah.
yes?
Rules get made
Phil's
up
up a
as
little
you
bit
go.
on
It's
right
actually
now.
payday
Yeah.
today. So.
Yeah.
Poor Will's
Per
over
diem
there.
day.
He's like, yeah, I don't
Per
like
diem
that
today.
game, man. Phil makes up the rules as we go.
Somehow we just keep clawing back.
Are you guys paid
Yeah.
during the season, or is it an annual thing? How does that work?
Yeah, we get paid bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly
Yeah.
during the season?
Yeah, during the
And then
season.
it's off season.
And then
you
off
guys
season,
go
no.
home. You're training. Blah blah blah. What do
Yeah.
you do in your off seasons?
I work as a trailer mechanic back home, but
Okay.
I'm looking to stay down here.
Yeah,
Season
are
and
you guys
work with a
living
lot of
here
kids and
year-round?
the youth.
Like somebody, I thought one of you guys lived here.
Yeah, we all live here through the season.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna
Yeah,
try and
yeah.
stay
Yeah.
throughout the summer and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not far
Run
from
some
here
camp.
either, right?
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
10 minutes down the
Yeah.
road.
We got to have you guys back because we know you're going to have a lady friend next time we see you. Because if you guys are single running around this place is in trouble. So good luck with that.
Yeah.
Question.
Go
the
ahead.
Goalie. Why is the goalie so freaking large? And I know he's not a large guy necessarily, but he looks like he.
I have an idea to help answer that. Why don't we get one of these fiddlesticks and then you put a lacrosse ball in it and throw it at JW
So you can stop it.
and see what the answer
I kind of
to
get
is.
that part, but
go.
I feel
Yeah.
like the goal. There's no almost. I know there is, but he's almost blocking sneaking goal up. It's incredible, and even scoring a goal, it's that much more challenging. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's funny too on social media. People that don't know the game, they're always like roasting the goalies because they look so big. Like, how are they letting anything in? And it's like they're covering the whole net. Like these guys stink. But I don't know. Guys are just so deceptive with their sticks and can get them moving.
Sure,
So
for
Yeah.
it's not as hard as it looks.
What's the best move? The best scoring move? You don't get to answer that, I guess, Nathan, right?
But
Like,
we
you
talking
guys-
lacrosse still, or
It's
something?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Inside?
You're talking about Billy
these
Bob's
are young-
tonight.
young
No,
guys.
what's the best?
Oh, my
what's-
favorite
this guy's
one.
got
It's
the most
called-
goals on the
they
team,
call
right?
him they call him the dip and dunk.
What is
That's
that?
my favorite one. You dip, dunk it over.
Oh yeah, yeah, because
Dip
it
and
doesn't
dunk.
even have to have a lot of power, right?
No,
There's
because
not
the
much
goalie will
point.
drop. The goalie will drop and you
Just-
pop it right
Yeah,
over
so
his head.
unlike outdoor, you're not trying to bounce it necessarily in as much as.
No, if you're in tight, if you're on the
yeah.
crease, it's a dip and dunk.
Yeah,
Put it
And
low.
yeah.
Fake,
about
fake
yours?
low, go high.
yeah.
I'd honestly say the same thing, dip and dunk. But like any fake,
funnest
like,
one to score.
fake short, go far, fake
Reach.
far, go
I
short,
reach.
like
No
anything.
kidding.
Or you can, if you're on the crease, you can dive across the crease.
Oh yeah,
to the
that's a
side.
good one. But
Yeah.
that one that I saw you scored, there was a lot of momentum behind it. It was from pretty far out. I
Oh,
mean,
the shot from outside last game? Yeah.
yes, I mean it was not like that, like where you're getting so close to the crease and all that.
Yeah. That was, yeah. Well, sometimes you can't get on in the inside, so you have to manufacture shots from the outside. So
Yeah,
you have a pretty good job setting those corners so guys can come around.
Yeah.
And shoot.
yeah.
Fortunately, this one.
I noticed all you
Sweet
guys wearing
basketball
hat. Do you
point.
see this hat I got? This our CapTech sponsor. I was
Oh,
just
there.
you see I'm weaving that in for our
Excellent
friends
work.
Mike Thomas,
Yes.
CapTech. Thanks for sponsoring us.
Yep.
You guys got to
Thank
go
you, Mike.
see these
Yep.
these guys playing
When
too.
since you guys are here, you probably want to get a local bank. check them out. So, you know what I mean? All that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
We're dialed in. We're dialed in.
So when
Before
you have to
she-
go
before
withdraw
somebody
all
takes
that
something from
money
you.
at Billy Bob's to buy those ladies more drinks, then you know
Yes, sir.
you'll know where to get
Drinks
it from.
on them.
What
drink
advice
on
would
them.
you give a young person, like his kid, these kids that are learning lacrosse? There is a growing build with lacrosse, I have to believe, because I see it. But what would you tell these kids to get them involved in the sport? Anything specific?
I always just say keep your stick in your hand all the time. I always played wall ball every day. I'd bring my stick to school, like recess, and I was playing wall ball.
This
I
guy
always,
still sleeps with his stick.
yeah.
For every game.
I'd always have your stick in your hand, working
And-
on your hands, working on your hand eye, everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Even to get like you said into the sport, lacrosse can be a great like addition, increase your skills for other sports as well, like football, works on your speed, footwork, and all that stuff. So you see a lot of these people pairing lacrosse with football. That just
Yeah.
increase the
Would a
skills.
football player make a good lacrosse player necessarily, or
You
not?
heard of Chris Hogan?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
in the
yeah.
in the field game for sure, because you know they have all that space to run. They're so powerful. And big.
Yeah. What about you, Will? What do you think?
Well, I mean,
kind of skill. build?
Growing up, it was just I was always playing with my brother. So if you have a sibling, that get them into it, or like a friend, and then you always have someone to just go to the box, throw the ball around with, try new
Yeah.
things, and then it's always getting creative, trying new things, and also watch a lot of lacrosse. I think that's one of the main things that helped me get to the next level. I was always watching my brother and older people. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll try
Yeah.
that. And
I watched this movie War on the Floor pretty much every day.
War on the floor.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Like
I
a-
gotta
yeah.
remember.
It's on
It's
YouTube.
funny you said that about the pitch back or the wall ball, because last night my son had a game and they actually beat the school where JW's son goes to school. So it was a very
brag.
I
timely.
don't know why you're
victory.
bringing that up.
Just
Just
Drop,
saying.
name drop.
And
Shove that in there.
These gentlemen do
not a
not
big
care
deal.
about that.
Oh, they should. They will. But
Jay, make sure you edit that out of this show.
But he said, my son was like, we should probably get that pitch back out. Like you can just tell. Like I mean, actually All Saints has a team those kids had great stick skills for how young of a team it was. I think it was like their first one, and it makes all the difference. I mean,
It
if
really
you
goes
can't
a long
catch it,
way.
and that's something too. Is like lacrosse is a different game. If you're watching that ball in the net, you're gonna get hit. Like that's where someone's gonna try to knock it
I
out.
don't even know. Is just tape a piece of X on the wall and always hit that 10 times in a row.
Yeah,
Play
you
little
guys
games
do
with
that to
yourself.
hotel room and condos.
Oh,
with
no.
shared
No,
wall?
hotel
Play
room.
with
you
it
throw
on
it
our
in your
bed-
pillow.
on our
bed
yeah.
pillow.
Yeah, you got the little sticks, right?
Where are you guys living? You said you live here. Where are you guys living?
Southwest Fort Worth. I don't really know.
Apartment's house?
Yeah,
I got
apartment.
that.
Apartment,
Okay,
brand
apartments.
new apartment complex.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That's it.
And cars? Like, do you have a car? Like, how do you manage that?
I got
Philly
a
road
car
tripped.
down here, so I'm just.
You have to
guys
pick
run-
up.
I'm the Uber. Yeah, I got the little I got the
Phil,
taxi
Uncle
thing
Phil.
above. driving
Yeah,
everywhere.
Uber.
Uncle
You
Phil
turn your little
driving
light on
around.
for the Panther deal?
We sit in the back too.
Uber codes.
to
I
even
don't
enhance it,
don't
we'll
shout
get
out.
Nice.
Okay, fair enough.
gonna do this.
What's the coolest thing about?
That scare you? See, it scared him a little bit. That's why I
What's
did
going
it.
on? I thought Jay was getting hungry over here. What's the coolest thing about Texas since you've been here a while now? What was the most shocking or interesting thing about Texas when you got here? Anything
Oh,
strike you?
That's the culture change.
I
I don't know.
like-
I like going down to soccer,
I
down
like
wearing
the-
cowboy hats.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I
you
like
don't-
the.
You're not out of place.
Right.
I kind of like the community, like
Yeah.
in the stockyards too. Like everybody's just out having a good time, buzzing
Sure.
around. You see guys just walking around with beers down there.
Yeah.
It's my kind
great.
of town.
Yeah.
That happens in
pretty
Canada,
awesome.
I think.
Yeah, but
Surely
oh,
Stittsville has a little.
oh yeah, the little community powwows every
Mhm.
Wednesday. Yeah, we're always having everybody's barbecue comes out for sure.
Is the food better here?
Oh yeah.
Barbecue.
Yeah.
for
Barbecue.
sure.
Mexican food? You guys like
Unbelievable.
Mexican food too?
Oh
or no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Been to a
I'm a
couple
big
good
Mexican
spots.
guy.
Oh, yeah.
Mexican food guy.
Yeah.
Where do you guys eat Mexican food?
I don't remember where what it
Chimies?
was called.
Or
Chim-
Garcia's.
Chimneys, yeah. Yeah.
Stuff
That,
there.
that was the Canadian pronunciation
Yeah,
of it. So
Chimies.
you guys-
I had I've heard this place like Joe T. Garcia's is
Oh,
good
yeah,
or
it's
something.
good.
I really
It's
wanna
really
go
nice.
there.
Give it a try, yes.
Nice
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna ask something, but
We have our questions to ask. You want to get into our
go ahead.
three
Go ahead.
questions?
Yeah.
So we had we had a question up front, just kind of just to pick on you guys for your hometowns. But we have three questions. I was going to ask Brenton, then I'm going to ask you my three. Then he's going to do the same. So if you would indulge us and play along, some of them you should know, and hopefully you won't know a few of them. There's only three, so it's going to be real easy. So don't be nervous. All right, Brenton, I'm going to start with you. Do you know where lacrosse originated?
That's what's one of my question. See,
Was
we
it?
didn't tell each other what question. Yeah.
So what's the answer?
I think American Indian.
Okay.
Like it was like a Native American game. Are we correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
On horseback or what?
Well, it's
Polo.
actually
Okay.
the Huron County, New York Plains Indians and Woodland Natives, but they had like 1,000 members of the team, and it was
Yeah, it was like the
unlimited
game.
boundaries.
It'd be one
the
goal.
Games would be played for
Played to
like
one.
days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and people died, people got
Oh, yeah.
hurt because it was
Wait,
so
what do you
spread
mean
out.
unlimited boundaries?
Like
I-
games
it was
would be
playing
played
the
for
No
days.
boundaries. Yeah.
it's like a Mayan ball thing.
It's how
kind of.
it's
Like
Yeah.
over counties, not counties, but just miles and miles and miles, and
Yeah.
they just run. I'm assuming.
Run
Didn't
around,
know.
yeah.
That.
Yeah.
That's well. I guess you nailed it. I can't say you didn't. So, all right. Second question.
I did not.
I'm going to ask. I know you know the answer, so I'm going to ask these guys. But do you guys know how Panther City, which is Fort Worth's nickname, do you know how it got the nickname Panther City? Oh, you're looking at
Like
me.
Grannon's confident on this.
I remember the speech. It means I was listening in the
Yes,
locker room.
good job.
Please.
Someone said the city was so dead that they found a panther sleeping in the middle of
a
it.
Panther
Yeah,
could be
that sounds
sleeping.
like-
Could be
Sounds like
sleeping in the
newspaper
middle of it.
article
Someone
or
could. A
something.
Panther could
I'm
walk
gonna
through
go
the
with
city.
that.
They were trying to be derogatory about. I think it was a Dallas person trying to be derogatory about Fort Worth, so it's so.
They
dead
know it's
over there.
boring.
Yeah,
Panther?
yes, but
Yeah.
that's
So there
correct
wasn't
answer.
an actual panther. Okay.
In the last
Just like
question,
a dog.
Yeah.
No, I'm
This
just
is just a
kidding.
big cat,
Little
fat cat.
Yeah, big
a fat
cat. Yeah.
last
A
one's
little
kind of a jump out because lacrosse. Would you say it's a fairly dangerous sport? Just like any
Well,
contact
just
sport.
Just
like
like
any
every
sport.
other sport, yeah.
Have
As
you
its
guys
risk.
suffered any injuries, by the way?
Jinx 'em. What is that?
Yeah, I've
There's
suffered
blood
most of my
under it.
injuries in
Everybody
hockey.
talks about
Yeah.
you guys are tough. They're Canadian. They don't get hurt. Do you know
Yeah.
what the most dangerous sport in the world is? That was my question.
Rugby?
Or rugby?
No. Do you know, Brenton?
Formula One racing.
Motocross or something?
Ooh.
No.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't. This is weird. I don't even know why I'm asking this. It's kind of stupid, but base jumping. That's
Base
a sport.
jumping?
That's a
Yes.
sport.
Now that's not
sport,
like,
that's a
we don't
hobby.
count Red Bull like media kind of stuff.
The internet does not lie, Brenton. I'm afraid you're incorrect.
It
You
lied
guys
with our last
lost.
guest. We had this Dallas Cowboy. We had all the questions from Wikipedia, and the guy's like, "That was wrong in Wikipedia." That
Now
was
we
wrong."
have to
Yeah.
smash this cake in your face because you didn't know that. Okay, it's your turn. Your questions.
Whoever gets
Oh,
to
my
lose the
questions?
next
Yes.
Um,
You can go. You can skip the first one. We already covered that one. You said you had the same
So
one.
what was the second one again? I forgot.
Mine was the
Sport-
Panther City.
Oh yeah, something about Fort Worth, right?
You were supposed to prepare prior to the show with questions.
What show on a streaming media is being shot here in Fort Worth and kind of loosely based, like they're using the backdrop? Yes,
Yellowstone?
you're right, Phil. You got it.
Excellent.
Do you guys watch that? You do?
Yep.
Do you watch Yellowstone and then the new one, the 1883?
No, I didn't get to watch that.
Okay.
The lady in the red hair from that show, that's everywhere around here. So just be careful. Yes, Beth.
Yeah.
She her counterpart is everywhere in Fort Worth. So watch out for that.
I'm thinking of the sports question now. What is the most contact sport there is, like that has the most contact?
Just some sort of
Wrestling.
trick question.
I don't know. I just made that
Wrestling.
up. I just
Gotta be
made it
wrestling.
up.
Wrestling.
There's no way- I didn't prepare. I didn't prepare for it. Look how mad he's getting because I didn't prepare for it.
This is a common problem here, but it's okay. You've survived the gauntlet of the hot seat. So.
Yeah. No, it's actually F1 racing. Win the crash. No.
Any crazy lacrosse stories you can share with us? Things that have happened to you, things you've heard in sport, strictly dedicated to sport. What's happened that you've heard of? We can talk about because we love crazy stuff around here.
Or locker room, something happened. Like, what's the best prank that anybody's played thus far? You know, like in Revenge of the Nerds when they put the icy hot in the jock straps, something like that. Any? Do you guys
No
do
one's
any of
really
those
doing
pranks?
that on our team. No pranksters yet.
Oh, really? You guys got to get a little closer, maybe, because you
Yeah.
probably don't.
Hossick's probably the biggest prankster. He'll just start shoving.
Yeah,
stuff in
we had some good pranks back in small teams I played for.
Okay, but what?
Just, like, we had this little purple going around the team, and like every time you go to the airport, you put it in someone's bag or tape it to a water bottle and
jeez,
then carry
man.
on.
Well, we have a
Go-
guest
they go
coming up
through-
who might be able to tell you
So
something.
they go through, they'd be like, "Oh, sir, you gotta throw the water bottle out."
Phil, my
Keep that.
children listen to this show.
Oh,
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
You said we
Yeah.
can swear.
I'm just kidding.
You want a little?
What
prank,
about
there's
the
your prank.
stick? Have you ever put? I would just put some stuff in a stick.
I actually
man.
have a, because you bring that up.
Oh, you put water in the
It
stick.
was like back in
tape it
warm
up.
up. Back in warm up. Or
Nathan
not
got
warm-up.
triggered. Here he goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Not warm up. Like back in minors, some guy would put cement in fill it with cement and he'd play with that.
Oh yeah.
That's
Or like guys would tie zip ties to the sides of their heads and cut them really short. So it'd just be like the square, and then when you'd slash them.
No kidding, it would
And
cut.
then if you bleed on the field.
No kidding. Wait, so did you guys all play minors like before coming to this? And
Oh, I meant
I've been playing.
young,
oh
lacrosse
yeah. Okay. Yeah. What else like that? Anything? That's
just
boy, the zip tie
cheeky.
thing. I never even
Zip
thought of
ties
that.
hurt. Zip ties
They check the pockets in box, like
Not
if
really,
the ball
not
sits
so thick
below the
shots.
net.
So much.
Box across, yeah.
Maybe that was another thing that I thought of.
Field
that wasn't-
lacrosse.
Yeah.
The ball's like sits.
Mhm. Yeah.
The
If there's a
strings are
space
too
there.
long too, I think. For you.
Yeah.
Go through the cage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have the real tight like shooting strings on top? Is that like a big thing too in this?
Yeah, enough to
Yeah.
I don't leave them hanging.
Yeah.
enough to fix them.
Yeah, you don't
Those
get
things
all
on your
like
bicycle.
a lot of
Pom-poms.
bling. That,
Yeah.
what did you get?
Pom-poms.
Some like some fairy dust or something, Phil? You could just be running around out there. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so should we? So the last question, or you haven't?
Go- that's it.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we always have our guest. The last question, aside from which you don't have any of these problems, children or marriage, you don't have any of those to worry about. What is the best day of your whole life? Start with you, if you don't mind.
Best day of my whole life.
Yes.
I guess I'd have to give the basic answer and say when I got drafted. And in the end,
Oh, that's
gotta
right on,
find, you know,
man.
I'm playing lacrosse my whole life, and then finally you made it to the highest level.
It's actually
That's
a great
awesome.
answer.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
is.
hard for people to answer
Yeah,
that question.
Yeah.
So, no, it's great.
And you guys can't use the same answer.
I was-
and
that
no
was my
airport
answer.
baggage, putting like profound objects in bags either, Phil. That can't be a best day of your life either.
No, I still got to stick to it. But yeah, the day I got drafted, but not only because of me like working this exponential goal, but I got to spend it with my family and just see the reaction on my mom and dad's faces. Priceless. You know?
Oh man, that's
It
awesome.
was nice to be able to turn around and give them a hug. Right.
So are you guys sitting in? Is it like a draft, like an NFL draft? kind of thing?
So my year, we were actually supposed to do it in the Key Bank Center in Buffalo, but with COVID and everything, they couldn't really make it happen. So we put up a projector in the backyard. I had a bunch of family and friends over.
That's cool.
Did like a barbecue and like.
Did you know? Like, were you pretty aware that you were going to get drafted, and it was just with whom, or?
I knew I was gonna go, just about which pick I didn't know. So, but as it got closer, you know, you get a call or a text saying,
Yeah.
I had an idea, but I didn't say.
When it was this team, was it like, that's great, or is it like, oh man,
I
it's like
was
a beginning team?
I couldn't wait. The coaching staff we had going
Mm-hmm.
into it, and like I've been with Steve Toll before.
Yeah.
He's always coached against me. He's always beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't found a way to beat him. I played with him once. We ended up winning the championship. So
Oh, yeah.
I had to join him. So I was like,
Mhm. That's awesome.
but yeah, no, I was so happy, and I knew I really wanted to live in Market too, and I was like,
Oh yeah. Is that the way it was kind of for you, Will? Too.
Yeah, no, Texas was like, obviously it's an expansion team too, so I knew it was a big opportunity for me. So I was really happy.
Yeah. Phil.
All right, Uncle Phil.
I don't know. I'll echo most of that, like getting drafted and stuff. But I think just playing my first game and scoring in it, and like really working for that opportunity your whole life, just to have it come true is really a great day. And then
Very cool.
post game was nice too.
All right. Well, we have loved having you here. We hope to see you again. When you see us up in the crowd, though, especially you, don't pretend like you don't know us now.
Yeah.
We're gonna be banging on the
We're gonna have our
glass.
kids with us, and it means a
And I
lot
don't-
when we know people who are important in their lives.
Uncle
okay?
Phil, I don't want to get hit by any more of these, please.
Yeah.
These things
I'll
hurt.
keep him in the net.
How
for you.
fast do these goes, by
I
the
know
way?
something you could throw at them,
I
Phil.
don't
Maybe
know.
something you put in people's bags at airports. that
Oh,
would be a
keep
nice
those-
little.
you gotta bring that to
Stick to your forehead.
Okay. Thanks.
Great guest. Thank you guys very much. Wish you luck rest of the
thank you.
season.
Yes,
the
thank you for
city's
having us.
behind you. They're learning. They're slow, but we're coming, man. Keep up the good
Yeah,
work.
where do they go to get the tickets for the Panther City?
Panther
Lacrosse?
City LAX.
.com.
.com.
Yeah, right there.
There you go.
It's on his shirt. Yeah, Panther
Panther
City
City
Lacrosse Club.
Lacrosse.com.
Go out and see him, Fort Worth. You
Yep.
will not be disappointed. They're
Dickies
great.
Arena.
Thank you, sir.
Yep,
Absolutely.
Yep.
You guys are badass. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Captex Bank, thank you. Too.
Oh, Captex Bank. Thank you guys for making all this possible. Yeah, there you go. Good job.
Sponsor, man.
Sorry about that, Mike.
You guys did it.
FORTitude FW.